stays the same, for sure.
Good to see it, right?
Particular look in people's eyes and you know, yeah, that's, I know what that is. Yeah. One has a particular look in their eyes. A window to the soul.
Yeah, the window to the soul. It's on, eh?
Press it.
It's on. I don't know. I didn't touch nothing.
Okay, it's on. Okay. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're the Hebrew Israelites in the prophesy of the downfall of the wicked kingdom. To speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, coming back to deliver the elect out of this last captivity. All right. So first and foremost, we want to face the east. We give all praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akakodash.
to the apostles and elders of great millstone salutations. Much love and respect to you, Aki, about your pushing the sword out in truth and sincerity. All right? And pretty much, man, you know, vocab, he's coming with another false breakdown of prophecy because he doesn't understand prophecy, man. He went into Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and you know, he's trying to say that happened back then. Well, it's very easy to prove that that didn't happen back then. You know, we're gonna go through it. You know, and he doesn't understand. That's why he can only go to a certain point with his perception, and then he stops. Okay. So let's get Isaiah 14th chapter, the first verse.
Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right. So he's going to set the Israelites in their own land. He's going to have mercy on the Israelites. That's what it's saying. And he's going to set them in their own land. Where is our own land? In the land of Israel. Okay. That land belongs to the true Israelites, not the people that are there now. Okay. So ultimately, you know, it says what? The strangers. Go ahead.
The strangers shall be joined with them.
Now, what strangers is that speaking about? That's speaking about Israelites. You know, there's different types of strangers. And there's different laws in the scriptures pertaining to different strangers. An example of that is in the Passover. Okay, in the Passover, you've got one law for a particular stranger, and you have another law for another stranger. Matter of fact, get that in dealing with the Passover. You know, get that dealing with the Passover with the stranger. Okay, that cannot eat of the Passover. No? So there's one that cannot, and there's one that can when you read the law. Proving to you that there's different strangers. And there's different words for strangers. Right? You got the word gar, which is usually dealing with an actual heathen. Okay? And then you have the other word, is it Nakar? No, Nakar is dealing with an actual heathen all the time, well, mostly. Right? And then you have gar, which could be an Israelite. Right? So it could be Nakar, could be gar, and there's actually another one as well. Go ahead.
This is Exodus 12 and 43. The Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof.
Right, shall no stranger eat thereof. Right? So it says no stranger shall eat of the Passover. They didn't say any stipulations unless he does this and that. No. This particular stranger can't eat of the Passover, period. Go ahead.
But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten, thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord Yahweh, let all his male be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it, and
let all his males be circumcised. Now this is a different type of shit because it just said the stranger can't eat thereof. Right? If you have a servant and he's in your, obviously he's part of your household. You gotta feed him. You know, you gotta give him, the Passover to eat. Right? But if it's a stranger that is an Israelite, now all he has to do is do what? Read that again.
And when the stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to Yahweh, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. He shall be as one that is born in the land, and no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
Right. How can he even be as one that's born in the land? That would mean that you'd have to give him the rights of to get a land, right? And all that, right? Because strangers, there's a particular law that strangers can get a portion of land when they come back, when they come into the land. Can we give that to you? He didn't know. Because that would mean there would be no more land left for the Israelites. Right? And that would be a complete contradiction because, that would be a complete contradiction because you have the Israelites that, most of the Israelites, you're not allowed to give land that belongs to Judah to Manasseh. So how can you give it to a heathen? See how it doesn't make sense? So now you have to understand that there's different words for heathen. There's different meanings. Okay? So now when it speaks about that the strangers shall be joined with them, the Edomites is not going to be joined with us, right? The Hamites are not going to be joined with us. It's the Israelites. Okay? My sons from far. He mentions how he's going to bring his sons back. It mentions about, in a boat or whatever by sea, but it's going to be through chariots, right? So he's going to have to collect all the Israelites around the world who don't even understand the fact that they're Israelites. They're strangers. Go ahead. What's up? You got something else?
This is Numbers 23 and 9. From the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone. It shall not be reckoned among the nations.
Yeah, the people shall dwell alone. It shall not be reckoned among the nations because we're going to be completely separate. There's going to be no joining together with the other nations. They're going to be under us. And they're going to serve us. That's it. Okay? Go ahead, Go ahead. Oh, okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
Back to Isaiah 14 and 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for servants and handmaids.
Simple and plain. Go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Right. You're going to have them as servants and handmaids, which is slaves, and then he shall take them captives, whose captives they were. Right? And then this dumb devil, he said, God, it didn't sound like it was forcible. Because it said that the stranger shall be joined with them. That's not speaking about other nations. That's speaking about Israelites. Okay? But then it says they're going to be servants in hand. They're going to be slaves. So they're going to willingly come and be slaves. That's what you think? They're going to go from being empowered to go to willingly be slaves, right? Come on, man. Go ahead.
It says here, verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Right, so we're going to take them captives whose captives we were. When we were under the Babylonians, we didn't go and take them into captivity when they went down. Right? We went under the Persians. Okay? It was just a transition of power. And it wasn't to us. It was to the Persians. The Medes, actually. The Medes. Right? Which then turned into the Persians. So, what is full captivity? Right there, that's a cut. Right there, it's like, explain that. See? They don't understand prophecy, man. Keep going.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
We'll start off with the Medes. The Medes are the first ones in power. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall rule over their oppressors. Right? So who's the oppressors? Right? The oppressors were the Edomites. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Amos 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen. Do with this.
Right, so we're going to possess the remnant of Edom, man. The Edomites are going into captivity. Okay? And the rest of you heathen. So what are you talking about, man? When did this happen? That didn't happen yet. Okay? It didn't happen yet. Well, it happened in the time of David, you can say that, right? But guess what? What book is that?
Amos 9.
Amos. That's way after that. Okay? That's after the time of King David and King Solomon. Right? All right? So when did that happen again?
Right.
Because the Edomites came back into power. Matter of fact, they're still in power now.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says I would raise up the tabernacle of David.
Right.
And that is fallen.
Yeah.
So that's the future.
That's the future.
Verse 13. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes him that soweth seed.
Right, because the Israelites right now are on the bottom. Right. We're about to be on the top. Okay? Because right now we're considered what the treader of grapes. All right? Read that again.
It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
The plowman is the worker. The reaper is the his top CEOs. And those are Edomites, man. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed.
Uh-huh.
And the mountains shall drop sweet wine,
Yeah.
and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them. And they shall plant a vineyard and drink wine, the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Meaning they're going to be in the kingdom. They're going to be good. They were never good. Even you read what's that? Baruch says we are yet this day in our captivity. Okay, the fact that the heathen are ruling, that's not rest for us. We're not going to be under rest as long as the heathen are ruling. We're under rest when the Israelites are ruling under Yahushua. That's it. That's it.
That's why, Deuteronomy 28 says, no one's going to buy you. No one's gonna, in other words, no one's going to give you that comfort and rest you need until it's only that's only for Yahushua to give.
That's it. Right? So that was it on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, let's get back.
Since we're back to Isaiah 14 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh Yahushua shall give thee rest from thy sorrows, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage, where thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say,
Right, the hard bondage was when we came to the Americas as like sardine, packed like sardines, man. Yeah. On that what was it, a 3-month boat ride? That was horrific, man. That was a horrific travel, man. Okay? You understand what I'm saying to you? There's a lot of death. They were defecating on themselves, but they didn't have nowhere to go. You understand what I'm saying? That was a horrific, and this was the most significant and the only significant slavery that came on boats, man, was this, which fits the prophecy of Deuteronomy 28 chapter, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? Go ahead.
it says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how has the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased?
Go ahead, read, man. Read.
That thou shalt take up this, the Lord Yahweh Shai have broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers.
Right. Who's the wicked? The Edomites are the wicked. How do you prove that? You go to Malachi. The Babylonians are not the wicked. Okay? The wicked are the Edomites. The wicked, so-called white man. Okay? So vocab, you lose again. Let's go ahead and read that in Malachi 1 and 4.
This is Malachi 1 and verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
So Esau, they're going to call them the border of wickedness. Go ahead.
And the people against whom the Lord hath ended the nation forever.
So are the people, the nation, or race that the Lord has ended the nation forever. So Coolio says, "They tell me God is racist." Yes. How much verses do we need to show for this, man? Okay. Go ahead.
Because the word racist simply means for their people.
Yep.
We clearly know throughout the scriptures who the Lord is with. It's with Israel.
That's right.
It's iterated throughout multiple precepts, man.
That's right.
You know? Because, you know, the world views race in a negative standpoint. But really, when you go to the definition, it's just positive. Everybody's for their people, man.
Right.
So you mean the Most High can be for his people? Come on.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with being racist, you know?
That's right. You know?
But like you said, the world paints it as a negative trait. But it's nothing wrong with it, you know? And that's like a father and his family, you know? He's for his family, you know? He's not worried about nobody else. He's going to do his things for his family. And that's the case with the Lord. He's for his people.
Right.
You know, that's why they got the blessing. That's why, you know? That's his people, huh?
Yep. That's it. Go ahead. Is that all right? Okay, go ahead, Mark.
That's Isaiah 14 and 5. The Lord hath broken the scepter, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
Right.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted.
Right, that's
and
the
non-hindered.
Edomites, man. Okay, look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Right? Look what he did to Afghanistan, to Iraq. This is the man who rules the people in anger. Okay? They rule the people in anger, man. Meaning they come down with great wrath. Right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest.
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 15:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Right. The hammer of the whole earth was not Nebuchadnezzar. The hammer of the whole earth are the Edomites. Look at how much military bases they have worldwide. Okay? They control the whole earth right now. All right? Go ahead.
How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Right. And it's going to become a desolation, meaning it's going to be desolate, meaning it's going to be completely destroyed.
Right.
No one is going to live in Babylon again. That's the prophecy. Right? So that's how we know it's not speaking about ancient Babylon when it says that, because you have a large population right now in Babylon, which is Iraq. Okay? This is talking about a new Babylon. Go ahead. That was it? Okay, go ahead.
Back to Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger, is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
And the whole earth didn't become at rest and quiet when the Babylonians went down. Okay, like we said, the heathen the Medes came into power, right? And then the Persians came into power. So that wasn't, the earth wasn't at rest. Okay, as long as the heathen are in power, the earth can't be at rest. Oh, the scriptures say that the earth is disquieted when what? When the heathen is in rulership, when the servant is in rulership, right? Which is the heathen are servants. You see? Read it. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Revelation 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him.
So don't think it's going to be quiet. Oh, because Ishmael's in rulership. Right. Oh, you know, they're closer to the old way. Yeah, they're closer to the old way, but they're still heathen, so they're still going to go off.
That's right.
And they're going to get worse and worse.
That's right.
Doesn't the scripture say the wicked wax worse and worse? You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be better than the Edomites, but it's still going to be a terrible rulership.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
In a way, they all took the custom from us anyways. No?
What do you mean? Who?
Ishmaelite, you know, the thing that they do in righteousness is copying in a way.
Well, they're from Abraham.
Yeah.
They're from Abraham. You know, so it's not necessarily they just come from that line. They're Hebrews. You know, so they learned that from Abraham, and then they kept certain things.
Yeah, yeah.
Down, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so you know that's why. Go ahead.
Revelation 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right. So Esau's job is to take peace from the earth. That's what he's done. He's done a great job at that, as a matter of fact. Okay? There hasn't been peace since this devil's been in power. Right? The whole earth has been disquieted. Go ahead.
If I may add too, there's an article that goes into how many wars America was involved in, and it was like 95% or even 98. Damn near every war, you know. So that shows you that, you know, they were set up to take peace from the earth. They're not a peaceful people. You know, and not only them, but the other nations are not people as well. You know, if they rule, like the brother said, even if Ishmael rules, there's still going to be more going on. You know, but the prophecy is if the Israelites are ruling, that's when there's not going to be fighting, you know, anymore. You know, Isaiah 2. Yeah, there shall no war.
No war, no.
Yeah,
Should be no more war.
no.
But Ishmael, look at the Crusades, man. Ishmael been raising up the war, man. No, Ishmael likes war. You know what I mean?
That's
Wow.
Wow.
It says,
It's not gonna stop. You see how the Ishmaelites are? The Ishmaelites are troublemakers, man.
Yeah.
You wouldn't stop. Okay?
And that's what
I think Richmond Allah. Go ahead, man.
I was about to say, that's what scripture speak about, you know, in Ezra, you know, the Lord raising up, you know, the Arabians, you know, for the next world war that's going to come. You know what I mean? So, hey, naturally, it's under their DNA to be wild and blow themselves up, you know, and cause chaos, man. But not only that, I was thinking, if they're in power, you know, we'd be following their ways, man. You know, we'll be eating camels and shit, you know. So, yo, you know, they're not fit to rule, man. That's why it speaks about, you know, the whole manifestation of the creation, the witness of the sons of God in power. Okay, not Ishmael, not Moab, not the Russians, the sons of God, because we're the ones that can establish righteousness on the earth, under the authority of Yahweh Shai.
No, I believe it's in the Armenians.
Armenians.
It says, which you're referring to, the scripture says that we shall remember his nation, being of a wild man.
Dragons of Arabia.
Also says that as well.
Yeah, because it speaks about the dragons of Arabia.
I got that.
And I don't think it's the Carmanians that's going to remember this. The dragons of Arabia is going to remember their nature. Let's double check if you want. What?
It says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right. Great sword represents what? Weapon.
That's right.
Okay? That's that weapon. See what I'm saying? So that's Esau's blessing, man. The Gatling gun, the lasers, the nuclear missile, destruction, ultimately. It's not peace. Peace is not his gift.
Right.
Okay?
How's it?
Huh? That was it. Okay. Zabat. Let's go more on that. You found it?
Yeah, the dragons of the
Yeah, so remember their nature? Yeah, so deal with Ishmael. Yeah, because the Ishmael's a wild. Yeah, come in, yeah. Okay, but read it.
Okay, this is Second Ezra 15, and I'm going to start at verse 28. It says, "Behold, an horrible vision, and there appears from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear of them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boar of the wood. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians."
Read the next one.
It says, "And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them."
Right, so the dragons are the dragons of Arabia.
That's right.
Okay? So the Carmanians or the Iranians, which are mostly Elam.
Yeah.
That's Elam mostly, pretty much. Go ahead.
back to Isaiah 14 and 8.
And it's good to know the difference between these nations.
Yeah.
You know? Well, sometimes they'll say, Moab, that's Moab. Everyone's not Moab. You know? Just because they have cheeky eyes, man. Right? You got Ammon, you got Moab, and it's good to know the history. So you know, oh, okay. It's just to be wise, you know? Don't be ignorant. Don't be an ignorant individual. Like every Hamite is not the same, you know?
Right.
You got different tribes amongst it, even if you could look into that, you know? Because some of those tribes are Israelites that are even amongst, you think it's straight heathen, you know, Hamites jumping around with the stick, but then you got certain sects of them that are actually jinx.
Right.
Offscouring, right? What? Like you mentioned your tribe,
Yeah.
right? That they're different,
Yeah.
right? They got broad shoulders, they look different, right?
They got beard.
Yeah, they got beards. Yeah.
Hamites don't usually got.
They're not that tall either. Because the average height for like the top two tribes, Dinka and Nuer are like probably like six. I'll say 6'7", 6'6". That's the average height, bro. Like giant.
Yeah.
I mean, you got my tribe. They're not as tall, but they're still pretty tall. They're taller than the average person, but not like 6'7", 6'8". It's like 6'1", 6'2".
Because they mixed it with the women, right?
Yeah.
So obviously they're gonna get a little more height to them, but yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. No? So you see, so it's good to know these things too. Go ahead.
Back to Isaiah 14 and 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir tree
Nigga don't know
rejoice
nothing,
at
man. They don't be ignorant like these jigs, man. They only know the hood. They only know the block. Those guys it's a terrible stain. You know? It's like, yo, they talk all this, they see a guy that's Latino, so, oh, you Mexican, yo? I'm from El Salvador. What's that some type of Mexican? Bro, but they got all kind of Latinos in America. You don't know the difference?
Yeah.
So it's a level of ignorance that you don't want to be, man. You don't, go ahead. We're supposed to be the children of light. You know what I mean? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, the fir tree rejoicing at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Thou from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. Is stirred up.
The trees are selected. The trees are rejoicing. That goes into what? That goes into the nations rejoicing. Okay? Right? The trees are going to be happy too because they're not going to be fellas, like it says, chopping them down. Esau is big on what? Deforestation. That wasn't a big problem in the ancient world. They didn't have the tools to do that, the equipment to do that. Esau has the chainsaw, he's been chopping up everything in sight. Right? So that's dealing with the Edomites, man. Okay? And that's also dealing with the nations rejoicing at his fall. Go ahead.
It says, hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy
Raise up your
coming.
voice a bit. Raise up your voice a bit.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up.
I think they're gonna be good.
It had raised up from their throne all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, the worms cover thee.
Go on.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the
Yeah, well,
morning?
what's that talking about? Lucifer. Lucifer means light bearer. Right? Who's the ones that bear the light? The ones that bear the light are the elites of the society. Right? So called. Right? And that's more of a taunting proverb, if you will. You know, say, oh, you guys are the light bearer, then how did you fall from heaven? See? Go ahead. But if you let vocab break it down, they'll say, oh, it's Satan. Oh, it's Satan. That fell from heaven. Go ahead. He was playing the trombone, and then all of a sudden, he said, I'm gonna take over God. Go ahead.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? When this weakened, who this weakened the nation?
Read it down.
Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which this weakened the nations?
Right. So how did Esau weaken the nation? Well, he weakened them economically was one of the ways. Right? It's a major way that he weakened those nations. Right? Taking their natural resources. Okay? Setting up policies that don't allow them to expand and so on and so forth. So that's the way that the Edomites they weaken the nation. Okay? Well, setting up puppet leaders ultimately. That's really what it was. Setting up puppet leaders. You know, to have policies that favor them. You know, that's how they weaken the nation. Go ahead. Because vocab can't break down to you how about the king of Babylon weakened the nation. Okay? Go ahead.
I will select it. For thou hast
Yeah, go ahead. Huh? No, I didn't mention that. No.
Proxy wars.
Yep, proxy wars, yep. Yep. Yep, because that's what they call it, destabilizing the nation. Right? When they set up those proxy wars and coups, that's the destabilizing. What does that mean to destabilize? If you destabilize someone, you're weakening them. Right? If you take somebody's legs out, you're destabilizing them. Go ahead.
says here, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, and in the sides of the north.
Right. He will sit apart. He'll be over the Israelites. Okay. Go ahead.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Right.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Right. Esau didn't go into outer space. Right. Esau didn't do that. I mean, not Esau. Babylon, the king of Babylon didn't do that. Right. That's dealing with the Edomite. Go ahead.
They that shall see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Which man is it speaking about? Is it speaking about Nebuchadnezzar? Is it speaking about his grandson? No. It's speaking about the Edomites, man, as a nation. Right? That's what it's speaking about. That's what made the earth to tremble. Right. Okay? So like it was.
Revelation 13 and verse...
Because when they made the atom bomb, that shook the nations up. Okay? That shook the nations up for real. They stood still. They were like, oh my gosh. Okay? Go ahead.
Revelation 13 and verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast.
Right.
And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped.
Whose deadly wound was healed? What head was dead? Whose deadly wound was healed? It was the Roman, huh? The ancient Roman Empire.
That's right.
Who came back as what? The NATO and the EU. Okay, headed by America. Okay, this is the new Rome that we're living in. What?
Verse 4, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with them.
Right, like I said, when they created that atom bomb, that really put fear into these other nations. Okay, then they created the nuclear weapon. But what they didn't bank on was that now they have it.
Yeah.
Right? There was a nuclear arms race. Okay, to see who could really start or build the most. Right? So guess what? Now those nations, they have that. And now, the weak is saying I am strong. Okay? But before that, guess what? Esau was the only bully in town. The only bully in town, man. And he was making sure none of these other nations could build on it. Oh, they better not build. They're going to start building any nuclear weapons. Okay? Go ahead. Was it on that?
How they did with I forget which country, but in the Middle East, how they said, oh, you guys have weapons of mass destruction.
Oh, yeah, Afghanistan.
Yeah, Afghanistan. They use that as an excuse to jump in there,
Iraq too, yeah.
Just as the brother said it, that was the excuse they used, but really, they also don't want the other nations to have that power. Because they, like the brother said, that gives them the advantage, the edge over these other nations.
They make it seem like they're a deranged nation. They're crazy. They're willing to blow up the whole planet. That's how they make it. They make it seem when those nations have weapons of nuclear weapons. Iran, they're building weapons. They're secret facilities.
But what they do is okay.
But they're the only ones who use it. They're the only ones that use it on people. See the hypocrisy of these devils? Go ahead.
Back to Isaiah 14.
And then they went and they turned Afghanistan to the they call it the graveyard of kingdoms.
Oh, yeah.
And then they said, oh, oops, we didn't find nothing.
We didn't find that.
I guess there's nothing here. Yeah, they established themselves with the poppy fields, right?
Yeah.
Right? Esau, listen, Esau's the top drug dealer. Oh yeah. Top drug dealer, top arms dealer, right? Top murderer. He's top everything wicked.
Yeah.
Some of that wickedness to actually get in the ghettos, even like for it to move from one place, from one country to another, it just has to have this land. Always.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So back to Isaiah 14 and 11.
Huh?
I'll read 10 again. All day shall speak. So that's it. All day shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Oh, so that's it. Verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the whole earth, that made the earth to tremble?
And see, that proves that when it deals with Lucifer, it's not dealing with an actual, it's not dealing with a spiritual being.
Right.
It's dealing with a physical human being, right? And it's not just one man. It's a race of people, right?
That made the earth to tremble, and that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 33 and verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously.
Right. We're going to shoot those nuclear missiles out. Right? So now you stop bullying the earth and, okay, we're going to have one world government, but before you know it, the world's going to start that World War III, right? And make it official. Then eventually, it's going to turn into what? To a nuclear war.
Right.
See? So when you said, okay, we're going to chill and eat from our NWO being established, our enterprise, well, the Lord has other plans, man. Okay? That's when they're going to spoil your ass. See? It's a beautiful thing. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
This is Obadiah 1 and verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in thee.
Right. He said they laid a wound under thee. Meaning what? Meaning that you were allied with these individuals, right? But guess what? Because NATO and the EU, specifically, let's say the EU, right? Because y'all was speaking about how the Europeans are not holding their weight financially with the EU, right? So guess what? They're ultimately they're living off of America's holding their weight. So they're eating his bread. Okay? Go ahead. Read that again. Okay.
This is Obadiah 1 and verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
They that eat thy bread. That's what they're benefit financially from America. But they're going to, guess what? They're going to lay a wound under America. Right? Ultimately by what? Nuclear fire. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in thee.
Let's go. Okay? So, okay, good word, Mark.
Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Right, shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? So when he's about to establish his new world order, guess what? The Lord is going to completely destroy it. All right? Go ahead.
He shall flee from the iron weapon,
What's the iron weapon? The nuclear missile. Go ahead.
and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Yep. So, hey, that's going to be the end of Esau here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's it.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Revelation 17 and verse 16. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the
Drop
horn.
your gloves.
I told him.
Drop your gloves. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 17 and verse 16. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the horn, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right. So those allies, right? The EU allies, they're gonna what? They're gonna burn her with fire. Right? Which is what? A nuclear fire. Okay, the whore is who? That's America. Okay, all these nations have fornicated. Okay? Go ahead. Like Mike Tyson said, I'm gonna fornicate with you. I don't need to forgive you if I can fornicate. So I think you should just be quiet. Go ahead. A rough guy, you know? Go ahead.
Just to level this point, because it mentioned that they shall make her naked and eat her flesh. So again, the nakedness goes into her being exposed for all the wickedness and the sins that Babylon has committed. And the fact that she's, when it says eat her flesh, it really goes into that destruction. It says here in Obadiah 1 and 5, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came, they would have not. If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Yeah. So basically, when the destruction is going to come down, the whole Babylon is going to be destroyed, to the point where it says it will never be inhabited. See, that's the nation's eating of America's flesh, of the flesh.
There ain't gonna be nothing left, man. Esau's gonna be completely desolate.
Right. I always spoke about taking out the remembrance of Esau and the earth, man. So whatever that he put his hands into, his infrastructure, his picture, his everything. That's what he put out, man, for you not to remember. Because if you see that infrastructure, you're gonna be like, oh, who built this? Oh, who made this? Oh, it's Esau. Nah, man. The Lord's gonna make sure that remembrance is blotted out, man. Right. Any remnants, any evidence that this guy existed, is not going to be found. Man.
Well, that's beautiful because they tried to do that to us. Yeah. They tried to take away the remnants of our religion. Yeah. But we're going to actually be able to accomplish it.
That's why the Lord is allowing these nations to mass produce nuclear weapons, right? To eventually use them to take out people. Esau's trying to fight tooth and nail and prevent them from mass producing, but you can't stop it. Because the Lord has a purpose. His purpose is to destroy you, and you go to remembrance, man. There's nothing you can move on. Well, eventually these missiles will be shot. Although right now, that they have that mad mutual assured destruction, but at some point, that evil thought is going to enter into the Russians, and then hey, we're going to start shooting, man. Press them buttons.
You want me to keep going? Back to Isaiah 14. And yeah, it says here, verse 8, I'll read verse 17 again. That made the world as a wilderness, and that destroyed the cities thereof, and that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations.
Now, I just shared a video. Jacob was in prison and came back out after 40-something years.
Yeah.
And the guy looks dead. He looks like he's about to go to the grave. All his life has been done. And you know how much the devil's going for that red king? $3 million. Man.
Only?
Brother.
I mean, even then, that's not. What is he gonna do with that?
What is,
you can't pay back
brother,
that's
$3
lost,
million
man.
for 40-something years? But anyways, even if they give him 3 billion, it's not enough.
enough, man.
Even 3 billion is not enough.
That's a whole lifetime.
That's a life wasted. Right? And he just sitting there, he got a blank stare. Oh, Esau's like, oh yeah, well, you know, it's a big day for him.
Yo, the audacity, brother. He said a big thing on behalf of the bureau of this.
It's a big day.
On behalf of this, we apologize. This is a big day for you.
Anyways, man.
That's without counting.
And he's already old. You kind of see his wits is not there. He's, you know.
I mean, we don't condone rising up against the government, but
That's without.
that's wicked, man. That's the that's the weakness of this place, man. You know, go ahead. But that's an example of him not opening up his prison.
Right.
He stacks up his prison and all Jake stacked up in there like sardines, right? All next to each other to the point where sometimes it's so packed they gotta release people.
Yeah.
How you get so much crime? Why is so much crime in America? Why is it so? What's going on over there?
Right.
Everyone's getting locked up. No, that means you produce criminals.
Yeah.
Profits.
Right. Yeah, it's beneficial for him to,
That's all it is.
keep them prisoners in there. That's why it's free labor. Oh, see the example of that with the wildfire right now? Who's cleaning up the fire and trying to put it out? Prisoners, man.
For cents on the dollar.
You know? Yeah, cents on the hour, man. And yo, that's free labor.
And they don't care because that's how else they gonna get canteen? How else they gonna get the chips that they like?
Noodles.
Right? That $2 is good. Oh wow. Just 2 days and 3 days to get $2.
Plus, I get to be outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to smell fresh. So that's chattel slavery. Right? And I know about that because I was in fucking juvie when I was younger. Okay? And I know because they have you build, you have to work, and you have to work. You didn't work, you stay in the cell, but they try to get you out to work. I one couple times I tried to rebel, I'm like, fuck that. You know? But you gotta work, man.
You have to work.
Right? And then you work, and then you're putting nails inside of the thing, like you're doing certain things for like these hardware stores and shit. And then you put it on, and every box is like 2 cents. It's crazy. Like every few boxes is like 2 cents. So at the end of the day, you might get like $1 Canadian. You know? So what the fuck is that about? It's wicked. That's wicked, right? And wait a minute, I thought there was child labor laws. They had 14-year-olds in there doing that. I thought there was just child labor laws in this place. See the hypocrisy? You see the hypocrisy? Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Habakkuk 1 and verse 4. It says, therefore the law is slack in judgment that doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeds.
Right, so they only know wrong judgment. They don't know how to judge correctly. Okay? So you don't expect justice under this devil. Alright? He's not set up for justice. Okay? Go ahead. That's it. Alright, that's it. Alright, fine. That's enough.
Yeah, back to Isaiah 14.
That's all?
Back to Isaiah 14 and 18. All the kings of the nations, even all them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast.
You Edomites are not going to be able to enjoy the kingdom. Okay, after the time that you served your slavery, guess what? You're going to be exterminated. Okay, pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18. You see how everything lines up in the scriptures. When we break down prophecy, let vocab break it down. There's going to be a lot of word salad, a whole lot of word salad. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers.
And you're starting to see more and more that the Spirit was talking to the apostles when he said, "Don't deal with these fucking Christians. They don't get it." Right? This guy, Captain Cesare, wanted to get on to deal with Coolio.
Okay.
And Coolio he's not letting them talk. He's a fucking asshole. And they're fucking stupid Christians, man. They don't know anything, and they're not sincere. They're not sincere, man. They're not sincerely trying to hear the truth. They're all into their feelings. Nah, God's not racist. What does the Bible say, man? They're not dealing with thus saith the Lord, man.
Thus saith the feelings.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Right.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
And even someone on this comment board said, listen, you can't have a productive conversation with people. Yes, we know. This is why we're not having a conversation with you guys. All right? We're at a point now, if you don't get it, and you keep asking the same stupid questions, keep it moving, man. If you don't get it, it's something simple. Yeah, if you do something simple you can't get at, it's not for you. Right?
Hebrews 4 verse 2, for unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith of them that heard it.
Right. Go ahead, break it down.
Yeah, because, you know, they're hearing the same gospel we're hearing, you know, the same gospel we heard. But it's not given to them. Faith is not given to them. You know, so they're not going to profit from, you know, whatever you try to do, Captain Cesare, try to debate, try to prove a point, you know, try to prove that he has the truth. They're not going to profit from that because they don't have faith to believe in the, you know, in the truth.
The whole time he wasn't even debating using scripture. He wasn't even bringing out the scripture. He was talking, you know, about statistics. About who commits more crimes. Who cares, man? Bring out the Bible, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So like it. Okay, so like you have something with
This is Job 20 and verse 8. You shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found, and you shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
That's it, right? Esau's going to be taken out of power. You know? Taken out of power. You know? Eventually he's going to be taken off of the earth. Period. Okay? And that's the good news. That's the good news. The good news, part of the good news is Esau's going to be done. He's going to be taken out of power, put into slavery, and then he's going to be exterminated. That's all part of good news. How could that be good news, brother? You know, that's not right. You know? They're human beings. So, guess what? It's not for you. You can't get it. Go ahead.
Sirach 10 and 10. The physician cutteth off a long disease.
They're drunk with that whole, you know, the mindset that they taught you in this world.
Right.
That the elites don't even abide by themselves.
Right.
Everyone's equal. You know? So like everyone has a, you know, has a right, and they, you know, everyone is a human. We all bleed red. The elites don't believe in that shit. They fed that shit to you.
That's right.
Okay?
That's
Because
right.
they marry amongst themselves. They don't fucking deal with the public.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They put up the knowledge between you and Jake around. Oh my god. They're losing. Oh shit. Next day that chick put together.
Well, not necessarily, but yeah, exactly what I was thinking about. The electronica did it, well, you know, they kind of disowned that bitch. Yeah. Right? But it really doesn't matter because their whole thing is power. You know, they give a certain, hey, the Rothschilds, they know, they give a certain level of things to their daughters, but the sons have the control of everything else.
Right.
See, that's what's important. They know, they understand. You know, they see, even a reincarnation, they believe. Okay? So don't let, you know, they know what's going on to some extent. But the point is, they don't look at the public as equals, and they're all human beings. They look at them as cattle, useless eaters. Yeah, that's what, exactly. That's why they're setting up the system the way they're setting it up. Okay? Which even there's this one guy that asks people, oh, how much do you make? How much do you make? And he actually popped up on one of the Rothschilds, female Rothschild. And the way she looked at him, though, she looked at him like he was a fucking ant. I'm serious. And then you can see him.
Yeah.
You remember that video?
No, but I know that.
You know the look.
Yeah, I know that look.
She looked at him like, oh my God, I gotta show you brothers that. I'm gonna show you brothers that. What was that? Right, and then he said, did you see how she looked at me? Yeah, like, yo, he was like, she looked at me like I was like I was virgin. Because that's how they look at you. But they feed you that bullshit in the TV, because they own the TV stations. they own the movie production. They feed that bullshit to you guys, right? But they don't believe in that themselves, right? So like, go ahead.
That interview with Aaron Russo and that Rockefeller guy, asked him, why do you do that? Why do you care?
Nick Rockefeller.
Nick Rockefeller? Rockefeller just told him, Aaron Russo, why do you care? Yeah, they don't have sympathy or care.
No.
For the rest of the people, they only care about their own.
They look at that as weak. You can't get up into a certain level. They can't really trust you if you have like care about the people. You know? They kind of what's wrong with this guy? You know? Because they see people like that folding. You know, and spilling the beans. You know? Okay.
So that's it. The split games really shows you that dynamic. They have the elites, like to the point where how we were talking about these people. These guys, these people that are dying in the games, they're just voices that we bet on. That was their whole mentality. They didn't care. But to them, watching the regular people die, your average Joe die, to them it was just like watching NBA. You know? To them it was just entertainment.
It's funny how you mentioned. I mean, I was just thinking about the sports. Yeah. How they treat these different players, you know? Like especially football. Football is like they're just like workhorses.
Yeah.
You know, they go boom. When you play the game, you're always getting injured.
Yeah.
You play the real simulation shit, everyone's getting injured. Wow, this guy's injured, this guy's injured. You know, because constantly they're getting injured because they're just hitting each other and their contracts are so fucked up that a lot of times they don't have any security for their payments.
Right.
So they get injured. That's too bad for them. You think the corporation says, you know what, we're making all these billions of dollars, let's take care of it. No, now we need you. Let me take care of you first. You sacrifice your body for us. They don't give a damn about you. That's right. Okay? They'll get somebody else to replace you. So that's how they look at you.
A lot of players, they actually injured in the game. Remember some players were talking about how, like, let's say a doctor gives them a report of what you got to basically tells me, this is like the manager, tell them like, give me back in like, let's say 4 weeks. And then he'll tell the player, like the manager will tell the player, yeah, you can give him like 2 weeks. Yeah, with numbers like that.
Sure. I'm sure they even bribe the doctor. Oh, they'll write this, you know? Whatever, you know? But regardless, the CT, there was a movie on this, because them players, when you get hit in the head like that, you get something called CTE, right? CTE is, yeah, I think those CTE, right? The CTE, yeah, CTE. So it's basically you get like bursts of rage. Look up CTE. Right? And then one of these doctors, he was from Africa, like Nigeria, and started studying the players. He said, why is that? Because there was different things that they were doing, different, like, you know, they were acting different. Yeah, there's different behaviors. And he did the study on them, and he said, listen, these players, they got something called CTE from getting the trauma into the head. That's why they acted like this. And you know, they tried to destroy that guy. They tried to destroy him before he could bring that shit out. They were doing everything in their power to destroy this guy, to not bring that information out, for them to get the treatment that they needed, because they looked at them as what? Nothing but fucking horses.
Will Smith did.
It was Will Smith who was in the movie. That's the same one I'm talking about. Good.
So CTE is a chronic traumatic chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Okay, it says here is a progressive fatal brain disease that develops from repeated head injuries such as concussion.
Yeah. So it is progressive. Go ahead and see what it is.
It slowly damages the brain, leading to dementia and other symptoms that can appear years or decades after the last injury.
Yeah. Right. And they knew that was happening and they wanted to give them treatment, but there's more. There should be more. Because even in the movie, it told you that they know.
Yeah, in boxing too, yeah. I said in boxing too, it happens frequently. Yeah.
Symptoms: chronic traumatic encephalopathy is a is a degenerative brain disease that can develop from repeated head impacts or concussions. Symptoms can vary and may not appear until later in life, sometimes not until the 60s.
Ooh.
Early symptoms may include headaches or head pressure, mood changes,
Right?
irritability,
Meaning, that's when the scriptures speak about King David and them were chafed in the spirit. They were irritable. The men of war, the scriptures tell you the men of war have anger. It tells you that. If the brother can find that scripture, the men of war, they have anger. You know? But
depression, or anxiety.
so it fucks with your whole mood, man. That's why a lot of those, what was happening was a lot of those, and it still happens, a lot of those football players and shit like that, they commit fucking crime, they beat the girl up, put somebody to death, they do a bunch of crazy shit. And a lot of times it's because of that. You know?
Drugs, same thing we talking to.
Yeah, that too. But the boxers too. The boxers and fighters, they do all types of crazy shit. Look at Conor McGregor. What did he punch somebody inside of a bus one time? Remember that shot? He punched an old man in the bar. He was doing all kinds of shit because they got this their mind ain't right, man. Because of that. No? Go ahead.
Memory problems, short-term memory loss, or trouble concentrating.
Yeah. That's it. Alright? So, okay, final shit on that? Okay. What you guys about? Got some?
No.
Good. Nothing. No, I'm looking for it. Okay, let me know when you find it.
I got the one tape.
Okay, go ahead.
It says here in 2 Samuel 17, 2 Samuel 17 and 7, and Hushai said unto Absalom, the counsel that Ahithophel had given is not good at this time. For said Hushai, thou knowest thy father and his men, that they be mighty men, and they be chafed in their mind, as a bear robbed of her whelps in the field.
That means they're irritable. They're irritated. Right?
And thy father is a man of war, and will not lodge with the people.
So that word change is, it's the same, it's part of the symptom. Easily angered, You feel like that sometimes, Just being in this truth, you feel like that. Especially with these people of the world, You sit on that? Yeah. Nothing yet? Huh? Something like that. You might have to do a Google thing. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to. No, it's not that one. Something that's it's more clear. What you got, Shaquan?
So I'm looking for that.
Still haven't found it? Come on, what was that? Isaiah? Yeah, no, did you finish Isaiah 14? That's okay. Look it out, Isaiah 14. Just get the, go about to ask how that goes. Yeah, go about to ask how that goes. Because they don't care about Jake, man.
Jeremiah 15 and verse 5, it says, "For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? And who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?"
Right. They only care about the benefit that you can benefit from. They don't care about how Jake is doing. All right, go ahead.
That's it. That's all, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 51, verse 22. Thus said thy Lord, the Lord Yahweh, that power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over.
Huh?
I'm reading it. Isaiah 51 and verse 22.
I'm just gonna broke it down too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically it goes into how these nations, made us bow down, put us in our lowest state, to profit off our lowest state, and the curses that are upon us. The Lord said he's going to put, in other words, man, the cup of affliction, he's going to give it to them, which is those curses, man. That's Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. This is, Lord's going to put our curses upon, he's going to put all the curses, our curses upon our enemies.
Right. It also goes into the nation, taking advantage of us, as a people and our talent, That's why you have Jake dominant and prominent in those entertainment industries, right? And the sport industry is one of them, And who's the one that's owning these teams? It's the Edomites, NFL being, the Edomites that are using things. Yeah, that's why Lazarus, because he died to be fed with the crumbs.
This is Revelation 11 and verse 9. It says, "And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves." This is referring to these other nations not giving us, a form of comfort by telling us our nationality, who our power is. That's what it means. It says didn't put us in graves. That's from the time of 1619 to around 1969 when the Lord set up Elijah was our business. We're in that dead state, with no comfort, not knowing once again who our power is, our power source, Yahweh, Shai, our nationality, our land, calling ourselves by different names, being at the bottom, those dry bones,
If I may add to a part of the nation is not comforting or burying our dead bodies is also, them keeping us or telling us that we're only athletes and entertainers. But that's not our job, man. That's not our purpose. Our purpose is to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. But they didn't tell us that.
To be princes.
Yeah.
Right? Because if our Father is the King of the universe, then guess what? We're princes. Okay, go ahead.
The ability to judge.
Yeah, j'avais pris ça. The book of 2 Thessalonians, one and 6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
So the Lord, considers it righteous to give a recompense to those who oppresses his people, his chosen people, which is the Israelites, so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans. Right? So And so the Lord's going to judge our enemies, man. Starting with the Edomites. And the whole list that's mentioned in Psalms 83 is a nation that was confederate to keep the Israelites in the lowest state, right? It says that the name of Israel may be removed, and cut them off that they be not a nation anymore, So what did they do? They created conflicts between Israelites, okay? So you got that conflict. They call it the blacks versus the browns. That's the so-called blacks against the so-called Latinos. There's songs behind that, man. Amongst the Native Americans, even amongst the so-called Negro tribe, the Southern Kingdom, set up conflict. You got the Haitians and the Jamaicans, so-called blacks Americans against the Haitians, so on and so forth. The songs behind that, man.
He saw behind some of it, and some of it is Jake's wickedness.
That's right.
Because Jake was fighting against the the scripture does says that Esau forwarded the affliction.
Forward. That's the key word, forward.
Yeah,
affliction. Right? So he sees an opportunity. Let me build on that. We see him, we land back off of brothers, he's land backing off of wickedness.
Right. Crazy. The scripture says that Maybe 16 that the Lord hated.
Discourse.
He that soweth discourse among brethren.
Esau fits all these characteristics that the Lord hates, man. But that discourse was a major thing that he used, to weaken. Okay, he's a serpent, Serpent doesn't really come up straight up.
That's right.
Like even the Apostle Ramla, he mentioned how a serpent, when you put a live rat or something inside of the serpent's cage, not cage, but a box or whatever, it's a glass box that you got for it. It doesn't attack right away. It lets the rodent or whatever tire itself up, because it's gonna be trying to get out. Right? And as he's trying to get out, he's tiring himself up. Alright, so it'll wait, and then later on, once it's tired and shit, it can barely move because it's so tired and stuff, that's when it'll go and get it. So the serpent is very, very cunning and wise. So Esau knows, say, okay, I can't take on all these tribes together, but if I separate them, I could get them. Yeah. That's how you move, man. So you have to move like Esau on the right hand side.
Right.
With wisdom and patience with certain things.
Sure. And all the time said of you there for wise and certain.
That's right.
Promise as doves.
That's right.
Harvest is good.
Yeah. Esau's not harvesting.
If I may add too, I don't know what video I seen, but it's an experiment somebody was going into. I don't know if it was a string or sticks. One stick could be broken, alone, but if it's more than one, it's hard to break. That's what Esau does. Just mentioned, separates, destroys.
That's why with that movie, Black Panther came out, and it kind of was unifying the Latinos and the Jakes. Esau was all on that movie, making reviews. This is racist towards Mexicans. I can't believe this. He came out of the water, and his back was wet. What messaging is that? When he come out of the water, what the fuck is supposed to happen to his back? Huh? Can't be like there's a subliminal message of racism. Esau, this man is the real devil, man. And then them simple-minded, stupid Issachar, they could have perceived it. Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought it was it. Make you want to say something racist. Go ahead, man. Esau was all over that, bro. I mean, they had all kind of podcasts. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was trash. So what did he get on this off? It wasn't that bad. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus 13, in verse 3, it says, the rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threateneth with wrong. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat counsel. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee.
Right. That's like we were mentioning with the sports and stuff. When you be for his prophet, he'll use you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Or even with the coming up against your brother, he'll use you to come up against your brother. But when it's your time, he's gonna say, "Fuck you." Go ahead.
It says,
Scouts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the scouts.
That's right. That's right. We're back.
What is it? You speak about it, brother. I don't know. I don't know, really.
So back in into the Wild Wild West.
Come on.
You had a lot of you had a lot of so-called Native American that was resisting. You had saw taking the land, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But this also took some of the Native American and made them like scouts, fight for them, and then he made them promises like, okay, you fight for me, then I'm gonna give you this land, They give them the short the heart. So they went along with them, and after they won the wars, he didn't complete his bargain.
Right.
That's how they complete his end of the bargain,
Right.
And some of the scouts, but this is now movie Geronimo. See, when he's in jail, you have to tell the scout, you're the worst kind, man.
Yeah. Yep.
The scout realizing like shit, you didn't even realizing, yeah, shit, man, you ain't nothing for fighting with this.
Right. Because you trusted the devil. Right?
You just said never trust that.
Never trust that. Right? Because, just like that serpent story about the woman who healed the serpent and was bitter.
Yeah.
Well, that's you trying to mess with these guys. Go ahead.
it says, verse 4, if thou be for his prophet, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
That's it. Right? So he'll use you when he can use you. And then when it's time for you to get what you need, he's not going to help you. Go ahead.
It says, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee.
If you have need of thee, he will receive you, smile upon you, speak fairly. Right? Oh, do this, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you, so on and so forth. Go ahead.
And put thee in hope, he will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? And he will shape thee by his meats.
By his meats, well, that's what they do. You go to the music industry, you're going to have dudes like P. Diddy and different demons, and Amalek, have all this, bring you to a nice mansion, pull up to the Rolls Royce. So you want a deal? And we'll talk about it, they show you a nice lifestyle, bring you to a top level restaurant, you know what I mean? Have a bunch of women around. So that's all playing with what? Playing with your psyche, your mind, to make it seem like, you can get this, that, the third. Right? That's how it goes. Right? That's how he shames you by his meats. You want to say something?
Yeah, like Satan did to Yahushua.
That's right.
Yeah. Even though I think in that movie 200, that did the same thing. Xerxes.
Right.
Hunchback Jack?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to see how he's living, you're going to feel shame. Like, I'm just a lowly worm, man. Right? Like there he put up Rolls Royce 3 room holding the wife in his brow, He said, damn, and he just sitting there all humble. You know what I mean? Hoping for a piece of chicken. Go ahead, man.
It says, verse 7, and he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice.
Yeah.
And at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward.
Sort of like cartoon characters. Go read it.
It says, and at the last he will he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee.
Right.
Beware that
Read that again.
Okay, verse 7. It says, he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice.
Yeah.
And at the
Now
last,
he's going to squeeze you out until the last drop. You know, all that he can get from you, he'll get from you. And take it. Go ahead.
It says, and at the last we will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee.
Which even with Mike Tyson and Customato, I don't know, something to me didn't feel like Customato was sincere. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think he was really sincere like that. I think he saw a cash cow, you know what I mean? And he kind of pushed Mike to the highest point. I could be wrong, I didn't go all deep into him and all that. But that's what I personally perceive. You know, a brother can tell me if he perceive something different. But that's what I particularly perceive from that, you know? He kept telling me, like, you do better, you know? Because he wanted to see, wanted to get for him to become champion. Because he was actually also vicariously living through it because he was a boxer, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. I'm sure he was.
After he died, what?
I don't know. But he could have. But why would he want him to be in trouble? If he's gonna become champion, why would he can't be champion in jail? No, I understand that. Yeah. But that's made him a perfect target. If that's the case, right? I'm not saying what I'm saying is the case, but I'm saying that's just how I kind of perceive it. I kind of perceive it like that. You know, who knows what's in his heart, but that's just how I look at it. You know what I mean? In detail, he might have kept him out of trouble. I'm sure he did, but that doesn't necessarily make him sincere either. You understand what I mean? It could have been a good thing for him, but it didn't necessarily make his intentions pure. So when I'm reading that, I'm hearing about him using pipes dry. It means he's trying to get everything that he can get out of you. That's what these guys do with Jake. I don't know. So the times that you guys do.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah. So a lot of them are Jakes too. A lot of them are Jakes too. So I don't know. I gotta check. But he kind of had a rough thing to him. He could have been a Jake. Could have been a Jake, because he had a rough thing to him, Kind of had a rough shit. What are you happy about? What did he say? He said to him one time like he was all happy, like he won. He's like, what are you happy about? What are you happy? But even there was one guy that he said Michael Shannon was talking to one trainer, so you're doing good. He's like, what are you talking about? Don't talk to my fighter. Don't talk to my fucking fighter. Because Mike said he was scared that he was going to take him from him. So, you know what I mean?
One slide,
Hey, take care of it. Take one slide. Go ahead. That's a good.
It says, verse 8, beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy idolatry.
Right, you're not deceived and brought down in idolatry. Right? Because you think it's all good, you think he's for you, and then before you know it, man, you're subdued. That's how it goes, man. So anyway, let's get the last scriptures. That's all? Okay. That's all the part? That's all the part?
Jeremiah 3. Jeremiah 30 and 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai, thy bruise is incurable, and thy
Weird, man. The
wound
woman
is
got her
grievous.
hands like this, and he's holding her hands like this. That's yeah. All right. Go ahead.
There is none
That's crazy.
to plead for thy cause. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up, that thou mayest, thou hast no healing medicine. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one. For the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
Oh boy, you can get it now.
So again, there's none of these nations are going to be there for your benefit. When push comes to shove, they're really there. They really want to see what the Lord is doing. Bringing it back to Revelation 11, bringing it back to Lamentation, where to see us at the bottom is their desire. This is what they hope. And they wish to keep us there because they know that if we're in a lower state, that means that they're in the position starting with the Sahib.
Was it on that? Okay. So that's something that was your
This is Psalm 55 and verse 20. He has put forth his hands against such as we have peace with him. He has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smooth than butter.
That's right.
The war was in his heart.
war is in the heart of these devils, man. Okay? And if you understand that, then hey, they can't deceive you, man. They can clearly see that you can't be deceived. They can look at you and see that.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil, yet will be drawn sword.
That's right. That's right.
Go,
So with that, Lord willing, let us edify to the elect. We give all praises, glory, and honor.
To Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh.
Honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to Doctor out there pushing this word out, the truth and sincerity. I would give you the salute with the fist, but it's cold out here. So, the Shemai, Shemai,
Shalom.
Yes, church. Yes,